I want to talk about Josh for a minute. Obviously, it's not quite been a year. It's been certainly a tough year, tough several months before that. I tell people all the time, that it really literally, I think, broke our hearts when Josh passed away. And to see Josh go through the struggle that he went through. Just came back from the Fire Rescue International, and it's the International Association of Fire Chiefs Conference, and one of the more common topics of discussion, formally and informally, was fire service cancer. And what was even more eye-opening is that the majority of just peers of mine, as I'm sitting talking to them, that had experienced cancer, a variety of different forms. And so what we know all too well, obviously, with Midway is that fire service cancer is real, very real, and we know the effect that it has, not just on the department, but on a wonderful family of people. And Josh was so much into love for brother and sister firefighters, and so much into protecting and making sure that you have the ability to go home and that you're safe and everything like that. And that was, I think, part of Josh's demeanor, if you will. His intimidating demeanor was to drive that fact home, to make sure that you did everything you did to make sure that you went home to your family. We all know that one of the favorite slogans, Josh, was "do your job," and the reality of it is that this is our job too. Our job is to take care of ourselves, and that's what this is all about. I've said it before, and I say it with all sincerity, I think Josh would be just overwhelmingly proud of what you folks have done. It's amazing to me, and I salute both of you really for what you've done. I mean, this is amazing. I'm in Dallas, Texas, and I see Carney Strong all over the place.
There's 3 new guys, right? In this room right now, there's 3 new guys who have no idea who I am. I don't know if you're married, I don't know if you have kids. There's nothing I wouldn't do to trade places with your wife right now. I don't want to. I don't want any other wife to go through this, but I don't want it to be me. And enough of that crying crap. I want to talk a little bit about how we came about Carney Strong, and what Kristine did. So back in January, I think it was, Kristine wanted to do something. She wanted to do something in Josh's honor, and so she decided she was going to raise some money from her friends and family up in Connecticut to donate some responder wipes to Josh's hometown fire department in North Haven, Connecticut. Kristine was able to raise over $1,400, which is a lot of responder wipes. So she placed a very large order. The owner from Responder Pipes called Kristine and said, "What are you placing such a large order for?" So Kristine gave Tanya Cronin the history, explained it all to her, and then they decided that, you know what, we want to do something more with this. So Tanya went home, sat on it for a couple days, and really decided that it was, she really wanted to take something in Josh's honor and carry it forward beyond North Haven, Connecticut, and beyond a one-time donation. So Kristine and Tanya did a little talking, and then they started talking to me, and then we have decided, way back when, that we were just going to start begging people for money to not only donate responder wipes, but to donate other products, as well as some literature and some other information for other fire departments, the rural fire departments, the volunteer departments that don't have the money, that don't have the resources, to buy their own, and really those departments that don't even know that cancer's in the fire service. And today, 1 year ago, I spent the entire day at Waccamaw ER because he had a DVT in his leg that, during that process of finding out where the blockage was, caused them to find a tumor that was sitting in his chest. That sent us down to MUSC for them to schedule an appointment or schedule surgery for them to go in there and see if they could cut it out.
So, as Lillian said, the first product that I kind of decided that I wanted to buy and purchase to donate were responder wipes. I found out about responder wipes because of Adam Knowles, who used to work down here at Midway. He sent me a picture of what he was doing up in Michigan, Memphis, Michigan, what he was doing to trying to prevent cancer and what they were doing there. So I said, let me look into this company. This seems really awesome. So that's how this started.
I think back 20 years ago and 30 years ago, when, as many of us have talked about before, dirty turnout gear and smoky smelling turnout gear was a badge of honor. And, if you came out of the fire and you had soot all over your face and your arms, you were considered, you got into it and you were working, and you didn't immediately race to try to wipe the stuff off and stuff like that. And there's no question in my mind if I had it to do over again, knowing now what I now know, I would have done it differently, and I'm certainly Josh would have been the same way.
Yes, sir.
But we can't undo the past, so all we can do is try to prevent moving forward. And that's what this is really all about. And I say it again, like I said earlier, this is our job. You can't take care of the public if you're not taking care of yourself and not taking care of each other. And that means looking out for each other. You see him with sooty stuff, shall we say, all over himself, tell him to wash it off, tell him to clean it off, the gross decon at the fires, using these products. These are all things that are put in place now for us to minimize that risk so that as Lillian said very clearly, that your spouse and your children are not sitting there 20 years from now, or 10 years from now, in the same sort of predicament.